Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Market Today. The correction in Dalal Street is now reaching very difficult levels as far as the mid cap and small cap indices are concerned. You have a 1 percentage point cut on the Nifty, now at 24,750. About 1,000 points have already been lost on Nifty Bank, 902 down, 50,500. But it's the pain that is in the mid caps and small cap indices that is causing a lot of trouble on investors side as well as traders side. 3 percentage points lower on the Nifty small cap index. Out of 100 shares, only 25 are in the green. The mid cap 100 index is down 2.3%. These losses are almost 100% more than the one that you are seeing on the Nifty, which is down about 1%. So 57,114 minus 2.3% on the mid cap index. And the top loser today is, of course, the Nifty Alpha 50, the most aggressive index that we have from the mid cap space, 3.2% down at 56,637. The reason is very simple. The problems that are there in the Middle East, rising crude oil prices, and of course the relative valuation of Chinese equities versus Indian equities is what is prompting a major sell-off in India, and a large part of that money is headed for Chinese shores. Look at how volume is shaping up. Again, basket selling in the form of Reliance, about 2,100 crores worth of transactions. HDFC Bank already 3,900 crores, and now profit booking happening in BSE. Remember, this was a very strong counter. Now it has dropped 7% from an all-time high of 4,200, and at the moment it is at 3,819. Just look at the advanced decline ratio across the market. We have only 208 shares in the green compared with 2,187. It is a rare day where you have an advanced decline ratio of 1:10 favoring the bears. That is the kind of selling pressure that you have seen. As far as the Nifty is concerned, let's go back to this particular index. Remember, on 26th of September, the index hit an all-time high of 26,277, and from then on, the correction is now below 50-day EMA. The 100-day EMA is at the moment at 24,361, and if you look at the Bank Nifty, ladies and gentlemen, the pain here is even higher. The Bank Nifty has broken below its 100-day exponential moving average and is now an intraday low of about 50,194, from which it has bounced back about 450 points. Will that bounce back continue? Only time will tell. But before we get to Mr. Nilesh Jain, Head of Technical Research at Centrum, let me show you a option trade that we had marked early morning, which was the 25,100 Nifty put for October 10th. We had picked it up at 160 rupees. That one, ladies and gentlemen, is now at 375 rupees, up 159. So that's how you sort of look into the world of options and then take a call. It's the only IT index which is doing phenomenally well, up 261 points, 42,168, and this is the only index that is showing some kind of strength. Nilesh is with us. Good afternoon, Nilesh. Not the right start of the week as many would have hoped for, but this was a pain that was foretold. 6th day of losses. How do you see the Nifty at current levels?
Very good afternoon to you, Shailendra sir. So I would say it's not a good start for the October series as well. This has been 6 consecutive days of losses where the Nifty index is forming a lower highs and lower formation, and also broke its 2 important support zone, 21 DMA and 50 DMA, placed at 25,500 and 25,000 respectively. On the lower side now, the next level that needs to be watched out for would be 24,300. So that's the next major support of 100-day moving average. And earlier we saw in the month of June that Nifty has tested its 100-day moving average. So this will be the first time that Nifty may test those levels again at 24,300. So if at all we see any pullback towards 24,900, 25,000, I think that might get sold into, since the structure is looking slightly on a negative side on immediate basis. We have seen a sell crossover in MACD. Although the RSI has reached is the level of 36, which is slightly oversold kind of territory, but at present level, the risk and reward is not favorable to go short. If at all we see any pullback, then probably a short call can be taken in the Nifty. And similarly, Bank Nifty as well. If you just pull up the Bank Nifty daily chart, it has already breached its 100 DMA, 50 DMA, and 21 DMA. So next major support of its 200-day moving average, that is coming somewhere around 49,200. But that is still around 1,400 point away from the current market price. So watch out for that level, the Bank Nifty as well. The volatility index in the weeks continued its up move for the third consecutive sessions, and it is up 9% today at 15.38. So that's the major cause of concern. And since we have a major event in this week of RBI policy, so we expect a further rise in volatility index. So that will be a cause of concern. So overall, I think it is better to stick to the stock specific action on index front. I think it is better to stay away for the time being.
Yes, that's a very sensible piece of advice, and I'd just like to inform our viewers that it's a macro heavy week. Midweek you have the RBI credit policy, where all expectations are that the Reserve Bank of India will hold its interest rates, but the commentary on inflation, the commentary on the problems in the Middle East, and of course issues facing crude oil, etc., will be very closely watched. As also on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, you have the election results coming out for the states of Haryana and JK, and by all exit polls, it is clear that the center, the party ruling the center, which is the Bharti Janata Party, is on the back foot. So whether that's a negative or not, only time will tell, but the market in its wisdom is pricing everything, and the sixth day of loss on the Nifty is now worth about 1400 points from an all-time high of about 26,277 to 24,750 odd. The decline is fairly steep, and that is what is worrisome, because we haven't seen this kind of a decline over the last 2.5 years or so. The Nifty small cap index in particular, the small cap 100 index, if the PCR can show it, has actually breached a very crucial level, and that is the 50-day exponential moving average, which it did not breach before June 4th. So it's almost a 3-month kind of a breakdown that has happened. Of course, the index as it is at its August 14th lows, but the point that I'm trying to make is that very strong averages are getting broken, and that is not a good sign, because a lot of that money is now headed towards the Chinese markets. I'll request the PCR to show the Hang Seng, Nippon Hang Seng ETF. Last I checked in the morning, it was somewhere like 409, but let us see what the price is now. Okay, it's the same, 409.85% higher. Remember, this index was at 286 on 25th of September when Indian markets had peaked. So 409 minus 286, 123 divided by 286%. It's a 43% rise in the value of the index in the last 5 plus 3, 9 trading sessions. This is where the money is headed, and very strong valuations, very high valuations that were there in the Indian market are now getting sold into. Nilesh, it's very difficult in this kind of a market to hunt for value and to look at charts which are outperforming. What has been your strategy? What are you advising your clients? Any short positions, or is it time to just remain on the sidelines?
So as I mentioned, stock specific action is something that we are looking at. So couple of short ideas, and in fact on a contra side we have one buy idea as well. So CG Power is particular stock. Earlier we saw a good breakout from the levels of 760, but now we have witnessed some throwback from the high levels. Today, if you just look at the volumes attraction, it's a higher than average volume with a good reversal on the chart. So I think there will be a follow-up move towards 770 to 790. So at current levels, CG Power can be bought keeping a stop loss below 735, and upside may extend towards 770 to 790. Apart from that, as I mentioned, couple of short ideas. So Ambuja Cement structure is looking weak. And if you just look at the derivative setup, which is indicating a kind of a build-up on the short side as well. So structural breakdown in Ambuja Cement, we might see a follow-up move towards 575 to 565 on the lower side. One can keep a stop loss above 605. And HL is another stock. In fact, if you just pull up all the different stocks where we have started witnessing a correction and constantly a formation of a lower top and low bottom as well. So huge build-up on the short side as well in HL. So this particular stock looks weak for 4,000 to 3,950 kind of levels on the lower side. One can keep a stop loss somewhere around 4220.
Okay, this is the view that is coming in on CG Power. The other only index that is in the green today is the IT index, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pay a little bit attention to this one. This index at the moment is showing signs of strength and is perhaps helping the only part of the market in the Nifty which is helping the index on its downtrend. So Infosys is actually contributing 17 points to Nifty's tally of green. ITC is contributing 12 points. Bharti Airtel 10 points. ICICI Bank 7.4, TCS 3.6, Trent, M and Bajaj Finance all in the green. Which is the worst performing stock? It's of course HDFC Bank and Reliance. 43 points in the red because of HDFC Bank, and about 33 points in the red because of Reliance Industries. Remember, the last 2 days, last 3 sessions, you've seen basket selling happening by retail, by foreign institutional investors as far as Reliance in particular is concerned. Look at Reliance's chart. It's definitely below 200 DMA. Yes, and this is a price, ladies and gentlemen, which is lower than the June 4th price. Breakdowns happening, Nilesh ji, on Reliance. This was last seen on 29th of January. So it's a 9-month low on the counter. Are more pains likely because this is basket selling? How do you see RIL on the charts?
Seen a structural breakdown at the levels of 2900, where we saw this particular stock slipping below its 200-day moving average with a gap down opening. So after that, it has fallen for the third consecutive session. In fact, in last 5 consecutive sessions, Reliance is corrected almost 300 350 points. So now there could be possibility of some relief rally since it has inched to its multi-month support zone of 2700. So till the time it doesn't close below 2700, there are high possibility of a pullback, because the volume today is little lower than the volume that we saw in last 2-3 sessions. So there are high possibility of a pullback. That pullback may extend towards 2770 to 2800. But there's no doubt about that. The structure of Reliance, the major structure looks likely on a weaker side. Any pullback towards 2850 to 2900 might get sold into. And positionally, we might see the levels of 2600 to 2650 going forward.
Okay, Reliance, ladies and gentlemen, peaked out on 9th of July. The all-time high was 3200. From then on, it has taken about 63 trading sessions, almost 3 months, for it to slip 10%. So 32.10 to 27.37, and the last 3-4 days have been very critical. This is one counter where foreign institutional investors have been very heavy sellers along with the HDFC Bank, and put together, and if you look at the net value of foreign institutional sales, this is a data which is really worrisome. I have presented to you in a weekly format. The net FII sales last week were 37,000 crore rupees. They sold for 5 consecutive days, and in front of this, our domestic institutions bought 33,000 crores worth of shares. So the SIPs that you are putting into the market are now being put to good use, and DIIs have shown faith in Indian equities. Just imagine if DIIs were not buying this and this sale was getting absorbed by the market without any sustained buying from mutual funds and all. You would have seen a carnage on the Nifty. So far, while the index has fallen sharply, the fall is not as dramatic as it could have been. Similarly, mid caps and small caps are also showing signs of intense selling pressure. The indices, the major indexes, have broken below 100-day moving average, and that is the worrying part. Nilesh, in terms of fresh money that is likely to come into the market, would you suggest that people look at large caps or people look at smalls and mids when the reversal starts?
So there is no doubt about it that the money inflows, if at all we see, that will go into large caps, and it is better to look for the safety. So not advisable to put in money in the broader markets. I think the large caps are available at a very corrected price. The recent correction has given a good opportunity to accumulate stocks like HDFC Bank, L&T. In fact, these are the index heavyweight which are still available at a good price and can be bought at current level. And I would advise to buy in a staggered manner as well. So specifically, HDFC Bank looks positive, and we might see a pullback towards 1700 to 1750. If somebody is looking to make a position from a short to medium term point of view, I think it's a good bet. One can keep a stop loss below 1600. Apart from that, even if you look at Reliance Industries, if somebody is looking to accumulate as a portfolio bet, I think it's a good level to accumulate, start accumulating, and buy up to the levels of 2600 to 2550. Going forward, we might see a gradual upward towards 2900 to 3000.
Okay, fair point. This is the view that is coming in. I just want to see the low on the Nifty. Just a moment, please. Sometimes the charts create such an issue that they keep on changing, and you see a particular screen and you're hoping that this is a different time format. Okay, now I have it. Okay, so the low on the Nifty on the 15-minute chart today is 24,700. okay, 24,700. okay, and it is now at 24,918. so that's a nice bout of short covering that's happening. Whether that will sort of continue or not, whether it will be sold into tomorrow morning, only time will tell. But let's look at the stocks which are helping the index on its way up, and it's definitely ICICI Bank. Look at the low of ICICI Bank today, 1,225, and it is actually in positive territory, 21 rupees higher at 1261. So gentlemen, please understand that Reliance and HDFC Bank are being used by institutional sellers to break down sentiment, and Infosys and ICICI Bank and a couple of other stocks are being used to balance out the Nifty. Remember, the Nifty was down about 300 points. It's now down 110 only. Nilesh ji, would you comment on ICICI Bank?
Absolutely. In fact, this stock was also on my radar. I just missed it. So it's good that you have highlighted this particular stock. It's a good reversal point for the ICICI Bank. If you just pull up its daily chart, or it has taken support at its 50-day moving average exactly at 1228 levels. And looking at the today's reversal candle, if in case it closes above 1250, it will be considered as a good reversal point, and we might see a follow-up move towards 1280 to 1300 as well. So apart from HDFC Bank, I think ICICI Bank would be another stock to watch out for. Can be added from a short-term point of view. One can keep a stop loss below today's low, somewhere around 1225. And yes, this particular stock can be what I think. If at all we see any reversal, that may be led by the banking space, given a kind of lot of underperformance that we have seen, and a lot of short build-up is also happening that in the previous week. So there could be possibility of a short covering rally in the private sector bank. So yes, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank would be the preferred bet.
Okay, now similarly we don't see an uptick in the mid cap index. The low is 56,823 and we are at 57,332. Okay, so it's 170 plus 336, a 500 point uptick. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen, but it's a little more starker in the Nifty. The mid cap index is of course still down 2%, but like I said, it was down about 1700 points. It's down just 1140 points. Maybe the mid caps that are there in the FNO space are showing signs of short covering, and therefore you see that. Let's do the CNX small cap and see what's the intraday low. Okay, this is 18,100 and the index is at the moment 18,280. So a nice 180 point uptick. And let us see the CNX 500. This is the most important index which sets the trend. Okay, the low here is 23,090 and we are now at 23,241. So that's a nice 150 point uptick from day's low. So okay, value buying is happening, but look at it from this point of view, ladies and gentlemen. Amongst the top 35 counters in terms of volume that are traded, only there are two gainers: AstraZeneca 7% higher, 7971, and CG Power, something that Nilesh has already marked. So the tenor and the tone is slightly weak, in fact majorly weak, but sensible people are buying into counters which make sense to them. Let's do a very nice view on the FNO space and let me run some scans for you. I just want to see. Okay, I don't think so it will be possible in this fashion, but let me just do this. This will take a while and then you can, yes. Okay, so it's the banks all the way. Canara Bank is up 2% in the last 2 hours. My apologies, last 1 hour. ICICI Bank is up 2 percentage points. Bank of Baroda is up 1.8% intraday. Axis Bank is up 1.8 and IndusInd Bank is again up 1.6%. We in our intensity to track mid caps and small caps. Okay, now this is, ladies and gentlemen, the best measure that I can tell you. Look at the intraday low on the Bank Nifty, 50,194, and it is at 51,039. So that's a 832 point uptick from day's low. This is short covering, ladies and gentlemen. So it's the banks that are helping the Nifty and the Bank Nifty on its way up. Anything, Nilesh, that catches your fancy?
Banks is something that is catching my eye. So you have mentioned about PSU banks as well. So there has been a good recovery in the stocks like Ken Bank and Bank of Baroda, State Bank. In fact, all these PSU banks are also witnessing a good reversal. So I think this pullback may extend little further but I don't see any bottoming out process as of now. So just needs to be play as a pullback, or I would
Yes.
say a dead cat bounce as of now, till the time we see any concrete evidence of a trend reversal.
Yes, I agree with you. All I'm just trying to say is that for people who want to get into stocks like ICICI Bank. Okay, let's look at the high of ICICI Bank. One second. What's the all-time high? This is 1359, and today's low is 1225. So that's easily a 125 point low, 125 rupee difference. So 125 divided by 1359 percentage. It's a 9 percentage point downtick. If a quality stock is available 9% lower, then obviously sensible people will buy into it. Only time will tell, because we have a lot of time at our hand, and there is no point trying to jump start the market or trying to catch this falling knife. It's just that these reversals and jumps are coming from very sharp intraday lows, therefore they need to be marked. And what needs to be saluted is the IT stocks. Very strong rallies coming in. I'd like Nilesh to have a look at Infosys, 1.5% higher. Early morning high was 2979, now at 2911. What would be your favorite counter in the IT space, Nilesh?
Right, so we are focusing on mid cap and small cap ITs. So within that space, stock like Coforge, that is looking very promising, given the kind of structure of high top and high bottom formation. And also, in spite of such a weakness in the market, this particular stock has witnessed a build up on the long side. So IT stocks are bucking the trend, and I think Coforge may witness another round of buying towards 7400 to 7500. It is already trading at all-time high levels, so any dip towards 7100, 7000 can be used as buying opportunity, keeping a stop loss below 6950. So Coforge is one stock. Apart from that, KPIT Tech is another stock where we might see a kind of follow-up move on the back of a pullback that we have seen today. So on the upside, 1750, 1800 kind of levels could be seen. 1650 should be the stop loss for the long.
Yes, KPIT, I agree. One of those rare stocks that is showing signs of power, and we have a lot of activity on the long side happening on another counter, which is RR Kabel, which is the cable maker, India Cement. So there are signs of hope, signs of activity that are coming into the market. India Cement have been marking for the last 2 or 3 sessions, flat as flat can be. But in this kind of a market where mid caps are falling like 9 pins, here is India Cements in the green, up about 1/3%. RR Kabel, let's see what the price is. Okay, this is a sensible counter. It's actually at a 3-month high. RR Kabel for you, not something, Nilesh, that we track often, and neither are the volumes any good, but the charts appear to have some strength.
No doubt the charts are looking slightly on a positive side, but as you mentioned, the volumes are a little dry. Liquidity is an issue out here, but yes, this pullback may extend further towards 1850. So 1850 is the major hurdle for this particular stock, and from current level, we could say that another 4 to 5% kind of move may be seen in this particular stock. So if somebody is already holding the long position, can keep a stop loss below 1700. For fresh entry, I would say better wait for some dip, and stop loss should be at 1700.
Yes, and I'm very tempted to mark record highs today at a time when there is almost a carnage all around, but let us see if there are any record highs. No surprises here. AstraZeneca, 6.5% higher. The price tickets are so high, ladies and gentlemen, it becomes very difficult to sort of convince you to even step in at current levels, 7,921. And the only good thing that I see is that the volume is very good today. Let me just mark the volume for you. Okay, we have so far, I think 10.2 lakh shares that have been traded. That's a rare occurrence, but it's happening for the last 3 times in the last 10-15 sessions. Then you have e-clerks 3% higher, 31010. Again, these price points are beyond the reach of many. BASF marked in the morning. Coforge 1.1% higher. Vijaya Diagnostics 986. Naukri.com 7968. A bit of a profit booking, but again, all of them accompanied by sharp gains. What else is buzzing on the volume side? Okay, any names that I would like to take? JK Lakshmi Cement, like I said, cement is coming back into action post the official closure of the monsoon. 3% higher, 804. How about any other name that catches my fancy? No. In fact, there is decent profit booking in D-Mart, 4.4% lower, 45.30. So that is how we are looking at prices at the moment. The Nifty down 189 points, 24,829, and of course again selling pressure coming back at higher levels in the gap up. Nifty Bank down 864, 1.7% lower. Nifty IT is 310 points higher. This is the lone sentinel on the green side as far as today's markets are concerned. Nilesh, what are you observing?
So couple of stocks that you have just pointed out. Out of those, one stock that is e-clerks, where we have seen a good move today. The stock is at all-time high, and it has given a good breakout as well. It is trading at 3100 kind of levels. I think there will be a follow-up move here as well towards 3200 plus. So buy the dip here, keep a stop loss below 3000. And apart from that, another stock that we have already pointed out, CG Power, that was there in our recommended list, and it is hitting today's high as well. So this particular stock, we still have a conviction towards 770, 780 kind of levels can be seen, and the stop loss can be trailed somewhere around 745. So watch out for this stock as well.
Okay, Nilesh, thank you so much for your time, and of course it's a pleasure to host you. We'll remember the advice on e-clerks and CG Power, and the best of festivities to you in a market which is sort of creating pain during Durga Puja and of course Navratri. Only time will tell whether this was a selling point or a buying point, but lots of moving averages being devastated by this selling pressure. Let's hope we meet in better time.
Thank you, sir.
Brijesh ji is with us, Mr. Brijesh Singh, joining us on the channel. Good afternoon to you, Brijesh, and a very warm welcome. Brijesh ji is watching charts for many days, many years, and will give us some fantastic advice. Selling pressure, sir, how are you sort of coping it up, and what are you advising clients?
Good afternoon, Salji. See, overall trend look weaker, and both the indices been considered. The day by day, it's like ये market कब बंद होगा. People are playing that way only. Any rise, we think that it is a, the चलो यहाँ पर रुका market and we can see a reversal. But again, the selling pressure continues. Right? Just now also, when I was been looking at chart, and that time more than 200 points of correction in Nifty was been there, and just few minutes back my father called up me and he was asking market कैसा लग रहा है. I said reversal दिख रहा है 100 point का. In the meantime when I kept his phone, it again went down. So reversal word is a heavy word for the market to say. So I'll just speak few points where we can see. Number one is taking a 4 June low of Nifty, that is 21,281, taking another low of 5th of August, that is a low of 23,893, and the recent swing low which was on 6th of September, that is 24,753. So taking this 3 point on the downside and the high which was made on 27th of August, that was 26,277, and drawing a Fibonacci retracement. Now immediately I'll say that since taking the recent swing low of 24,753, that is a first support where the market would be taking, but I feel that would be breaking. I am taking the Fibonacci cluster where the support lies. Now the support goes to 24,650 is a first support level, and another level where support lies is where the Fibonacci cluster is there, that is 24,450, where the another support lies. So these are the 2 points on the downside, 24,650, 24,450. Anyhow, I am praying that I should be wrong so that market get reversed. On the higher side, 25,150 is a first resistance level, and the major level is 25,450 to 25,550. So this level of 25,450, 25,550 breaks, and if give closing, then we can say okay, the selling pressure has been absorbed and another rally of upside can be seen, and we can make a new 50-week high. Regarding with the bank nifty is been considered, same dates which I mentioned, 4th and 5th, 19th and 5th of September. 46,077, the lows are there. Another low is 49,659, and another is 50,369. These are the lows which were made, and taking a 52-week high of 54,467, drawing a Fibonacci retracement. Another cluster of support comes around 50,300 to 50,500 band. This is the support level. If anyhow that level breaks, then 49,800 would be coming in the play. So right now, which I feel is that we might break 50,000. We are heading to the level of 49,800.
Oh, no issues. But what about your own money? Are you staying out? Are you buying? What are you telling the HNI clients at Stock Axis? What should they do? Meanwhile, 24,800 is at risk and it's broken by the bears. Now the Nifty is down almost a percentage point. Remember, today's low was 24,700. From then on, we saw a bounce back to 24,850. That bounce back is now getting sold into. We still have about 21 minutes left. Let us see what the closing will be, but definitely it will be below 24,800. Let's hope it isn't, and higher than that, but selling pressure is immense.
One more thing I would be pinpointing is that the VIX, even check out the VIX which was made on 4th of June, that is a high of 31.71, and another swing high of which was made on 5th of August, 23.15, and taking a swing low which was made on 25th of September, that is 8.98, and just draw Fibonacci retracement. This 16 level is a crucial level. Any closing above 16.60 or 16.10, we can see another upside towards the level of 17 and 20 or 22 around. We can see VIX. So if this thing goes, then we can see more downside towards the market. So 16 and 16.10 are the level for the VIX that has to be watched very carefully.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the good things in life. These sell-offs are happening, but let us see how it is. DB Corp 10% higher, 357, and very fine volumes. 217 crores worth of transactions have happened. Finolex Pipes 9% higher, 294. You have AstraZeneca, which I have already marked. CG Power that we've discussed. Heidelberg that I had marked in the morning. It was up 15-17%, now just up 5.5%, but still in the green. You have these are not the stocks that I would like to mention. Of course, Blue Dart 8611, 3.7%. Natco Pharma 3% higher. So these are good quality stocks that are showing signs of encouragement, signs of buying. JK Lakshmi Cement about 3% higher at 804. So these are the stocks that are showing signs of green tick. Anything that catches your fancy, Brijeshi, on the long side?
So as we have mentioned, Blue Dart, FinPi, DB Corp, even CG Power, I think you would have already would be discussing in it, and Persistence. But I'll just speak about the Blue Dart. Blue Dart had already made a base of at the level of 8,150, 8,200 zone. Present rate can be used to take a long position in it, or any dip can be used to take a long position in it with the stop loss of 8,100. And I'm looking at target 52-week high is 9,488. I'm looking that thing breaking. If market get reversed, then it has a potential to go all the way to 10,100 or even above that level. So for the short term bet is been considered, and my short term is roughly I'm looking for 1 month at least. If someone wants to play, then look out Blue Dart with a strict stop loss of 8,100. Present it can be used to take a long position, play for the target of 10,100.
Yes. Okay. It's rare to find a stock in the green side as also with a quality tag on it, but that's how, ladies and gentlemen, it is. 3:13. We have still 17 minutes to go in today's very painful kind of a trade. 2 percentage point loss on the Nifty Bank, 50,400 for you. The Nifty 500 index that I watch a lot is 1.5 percentage points lower. We have a very sharp sell-off coming in the mid cap and the small caps, which are now down about 2 percentage points on the mid cap, and the small cap is down almost 2.9. Within the sectoral specific indices, Nifty PSU banking index is 3.5 percentage points lower, energy index 2.5 percentage lower. All 19 of them are down in the red, and just 233 shares in the green compared with 2174. Let's look at one interesting data, which is volume buzzers with the highest loss and deep selling. Okay, Railtel 9% lower, 393, and 2 times the 5-day average is traded, 39 lakhs, which essentially means that selling pressure is now increasing dramatically. RVNL 8 percentage points lower, 453, 175% of 5-day average is traded. GMDC, SGVN, these are all erstwhile favorites on the high beta low ticket size items. So these are painful numbers. Look at erstwhile favorite Tejas Networks, 1112, 6% lower, which is dramatically weaker. HFCL 130, 7 percentage points lower, 100% of 5-day average is traded. So this is the selling pressure that is coming in the market on super high beta counters, which were favorites of traders on the long side. Brijesh, where do you see charts sort of diminishing lower, breakdowns happening in the large cap index, in the Nifty? Reliance, for instance, HDFC Bank, for instance, L&T maybe. What are the charts telling you?
So as you have mentioned, no doubt regarding with the large cap is been considered. Reliance has already been getting weakened up, 2,737 around it's been trading. I feel that 2,600, 2,650 is a level where the support, previous supports lie, from where we have seen a bounce back that should not be broken. If that thing happens, then we can see Reliance drifting way back to the level of 2,400 or 2,350 zone. L&T has been considered. It was trading in the range. The range was on the downside 3,450, 3,470, whereas on the higher side 3,800. So if that range breaks of 3,400, another downside can be seen, and that would be somewhere around 3,000, 3,050 zone. So obviously a large cap has been considered. We are seeing pain in it. Only thing is that if private sector banks start feeling the pressure, then we can see more downside. So ICICI Bank 1200 level is a crucial level. 1200, 1210, that should not be broken. If that thing happens, then another 100 or 150 points of downside can be seen in ICICI Bank also.
Fair point. 3:16, just 14 minutes left for this day to lapse, and it's been a very painful one, ladies and gentlemen. India VIX, the fear index is up 6.5% at 1505. It's now making an appearance above the 200-day DMA. What looks also worrisome is counters like okay, these are some names that I'd rather not take on air, because Dalmia Sugar 9% lower, 510. Optimius Infra 9.6% lower, 793. Railtel we've mentioned. Ruby Mills down 8.7%, 256. These are the counters that are sort of showing signs of distress. Now 200 points, 222 points lower on the Nifty, 24,792. Let me just see a particular chart that I'm very fond of on the 15-minute one. Okay, I want to see pivot levels. Just a moment, please. Very sharp breakdowns. In fact, if you look at this is the 75-minute chart. Last 3 hours, every single candle has been in the red. One candle is now trying to end in the green, but only time will tell. So intraday low was 24,700. We are now at 24,825. Let's see where the close is. But like I said, it's really painful for long traders. Brijesh, what would be a good level in the Nifty to enter into? Where do you see this correction going?
So as I have said, 24,650 is the first support level, followed by 24,450. So if something like this happens, like we have already seen Nifty making a low of 24,674, so it's near that level of the first level which I have mentioned, 24,650. So I feel that if anyhow once it again try to touch the level of 24,000 below 24,700, one can take a buy call with a very strict stop loss of 24,650, and then again look for the pullback. That pullback I am expecting till the level of 25,000 or 25,100 or 25,150. But that 25,450 to 25,550 is a very crucial and very tough resistance to cross. If any of that thing get crossed, then I feel that we might be breaking the 52-week high, and we would be making a new 52-week high. But right now, if we trade in this, if we make a low also, or if we trade in this range of say 24,700 or 600 on downside, followed by 25,000, the more time we pass in this range, it would be good for the market, and then we can see a pullback.
Okay. Again, I hate to ask this. Any BTST or STBT calls?
Oh, so in such type of market, I'll say
we can skip it if you don't want to.
So better to skip, sir. I'll say better to skip, because see nothing has been promising right now. Better to sit and watch such volatility. Let the dust be clear.
Yes, absolutely, and why not? Meanwhile, within the IT space, Brijesh, lots of activity on the green side being rewarded by decent upticks in price. Emphasis now up of almost 1%. How would you watch the charts of Persistent 1.7% higher and L&T Mindtree? Both these counters are showing rising open interest coupled with higher prices, and of course they have been erstwhile market favorites. Should we look into them on the long side, or is this a time to just stay away?
So Persistent, definitely I have already mentioned in that when we have started the conversation, Persistent 5220 I have noted down, but right now
Yes.
it has been trading at 5228, so it's similar to that only. So 5050, 5100 is a support, one can keep that thing as a stop loss. 5500 is a level on the higher side as a target, first target which I am looking for, and that should be achieved in a couple of days or max 3 to 4 days. L&T Mindtree has been considered, then the 6258 around it's been trading. Higher lows formation on indicator front has been seen, that is a very good promising sign. Present rate can be used for taking a long position in it. Stop loss one can keep at 6600, 6060 around, and on the higher side the target would be your 6600, 52-week high 6574. I feel that would be breaking. So 6600 is the first level where the supply would be coming, and if we are able to surpass that thing, then 6850 would be the another level. So both L&T Mindtree and Persistent are looking positive on the side, but if I compare the chart, then Persistent chart is more strong as compared to L&T Mindtree is being considered.
Fair point, not an issue. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, these are not outright purchases. Even if you wish to do them, it will be in a simple SIP format, and it's always better in this kind of a carnage to buy a quality large cap equity diversified fund, a quality large cap diversified small cap, and a mid cap fund, because you are able to buy a basket at a single price, and then it is left at the fund manager's discretion what to do, what to sell, what to buy at these levels. Instead of trying to get down into the nitty-gritty of decision making with individual stock prices, just close your eyes and put in an extra SIP on every single fund that you are buying. That will allow you to buy the market about 5-7 percentage point lower, and you can even break that SIP into 2 or 3 parts. For instance, if you have a 5,000 rupees SIP in a large cap fund, you can buy for 1500 between now and the US elections, and similarly for small caps and mid caps, if you have 5,000 or 10,000 rupee monthly SIP, you can buy it for 3,500, 3,500, 3,500 each, because markets are likely to be volatile till the US elections. They may go down further and they may shoot up. In both instances, you will be doing yourself a favor, which is averaging lower in quality stocks or averaging higher again in superb quality stocks. So leave it to the fund manager to what to do in terms of individual stocks, but your decision is to buy an extra SIP in the month of October to take advantage of this downturn. Just as we have been discussing record highs till about 4-5 days ago, we will again be discussing record highs maybe 40-45 days later, but to benefit from that, you need to sort of step in now. Brajeshji, what else are you watching? 5 minutes left.
So I was just looking, as we have talked about CG Power, Persistent, L&T Mindtree, AU Small Banks looks good on the chart. I'll just speak about the AU Bank also. Right now at 733 around, it's been trading. Present rate or dip towards 720 can be used to take a long position. 700 stop loss can be maintained. Higher side, the target lies at 800. That is the first target which I am looking for. 806 is a 52-week high. If we are able to surpass the level, then 920 would be the another level on the higher side. One can see. Then E-Clerks is another stocks where the buying has been seen. E-Clerks service higher top higher bottom formation on hourly chart indicates further upside can be seen. 3059 around it's been trading. Presented or dips towards the level of 3001 can take a long position again. 2750 can be a stop loss. I feel like the stock has a potential to go and make a new 50-week high. In today's session also we have seen a new high of 50-week, that is 3217. I feel that would be breaking. It has a potential to touch 3500, 3600 around. So present rate can be used to take a long position with the stop loss of 2750, play for the target of 3500 or 3600.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 327. Brijesh ji, before we let you go, festive greetings for Navratri and Durga Puja, and here's wishing you a great year ahead. Lots of wealth, health, and how should I say, wisdom come towards to you, to your clients at Stock Access, and of course to everybody at home. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, and same to you, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start wrapping up the market. 6th days of continuous fall and heavy index-based selling is being observed in counters such as HDFC Bank and Reliance Industries. Remember, for the last 3 sessions, this is exactly what has happened. Look at the carnage on HDFC Bank. 2 percentage points lower, 1625. And the volume is dramatically higher. It is higher than 7,600 crores, and this is possibly a high which we have seen over the last 5-7 trading sessions. HDFC Bank was at 1789 about 5-7 days ago. I distinctly marked this counter, and in a span of 6 trading sessions, the counter has lost 167 rupees, which is about 9 percentage point fall. Following behind HDFC Bank is Reliance Industries, 3,000 crores worth of net selling. ICICI Bank, 2,500 crores worth of net selling. Axis Bank, 2,300 crores. SBI, 1,875 crores. Of course, Zomato, 1,300 crores. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Top 11 counters are 4-digit sales in crores, and in the first, how should I say, 28 counters in top volume, only 5 of them are in the green. Some of them like Infosys, Bharti Airtel, AstraZeneca, ITC and M&M. So today's FII number, which will be given around 6 p.m. will be very interesting. Last 5 days of sales have totaled 37,000 crore net sell versus a purchase of 33,000 crores by FIIs. Today's net sale number should exceed 12,000 crores, only time will tell, but that is how the index has been broken. A 2 percentage point fall on HDFC Bank, 1.1 percentage for fall on the Reliance, accompanied by heavy volume. The Nifty has managed to close above 24,800. Remember, today's low was 24,700. How about other losers? The Nifty mid cap 100 index is down 2 percentage points. The small cap index is down 2.6%. NSE 500 is down 1.4, and the PSU banking index along with the media index is the top loser, 3.1 percentage point each. Advanced decline is terrible, 223 shares in the green versus 2174. Ladies and gentlemen, selling pressure is upon us. Please do not lose hope. Please do not lose your balance. This is a time to perhaps step onto the plate and make that one small purchase of a very good equity diversified fund, which we shall discuss in detail tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time. Please remain glued to Business Today Television. There is lots happening on the other side of this break. Thank you for watching.
since this is an economic conclave, let me give you a business-like answer. The UN, in a way, is like an old company, not entirely keeping up with the